when I said last month, James Rolfe is hitting his stride? It's a strange statement for me to make given the circumstances. But man, there's been a lot more uploads. A lot more has been happening since I said that.
Yeah. Pre-orders for the 8-bit AVGN game, which
I grabbed a
both
gold
secured.
cart.
He got the gold one. I got the gray one because it's because it's the label is designed like the Capcom game. So it's got the purple border with the red logo, except it says Retroware instead of Capcom. So I was like, well, if it looks like a Capcom game, I want it to look like a Capcom game. So I got the gray one because, I don't know, that's just some neurodivergence, I guess.
No, I think that makes a lot of sense. I wanted it just purely for the lulz. I thought it would be fun to, of all the people, have it. And you know what? That's a good time. Like, hey, everybody, I know that you clicked because we're talking about James Rolfe right now. This is a rare opportunity to talk to you. You don't see us very often in your algorithm. This is one of those times. I just want to say really quickly, we don't hate him. We like him. Some of this stuff is interesting. We talk about lots of things. Have you heard me say this before? I just want to, they don't get to hear this very often. Oh, inevitably, when this topic comes up, it just blows in this volume of like, fuck these two. Oh, what's with the hat?
I think it actually kind of suits you.
Really? Should I go for it? Should I grab the
Where would you wear it? That's the question.
In the sun. And so I just wanted to say hi. Good to see you again. We're just going to talk about a few things. There's not really going to be very much hatred or hatefulness in this. We're just going to talk about it as if it were a pop culture topic. Much the way we would talk about Marvel films or Pluribus. We're going to talk about that later. We recently discussed Super Credit Man. The algorithm doesn't show you Super Credit Man, okay? It shows you James Rolfe's Wolf Man. But maybe stick around and watch Super Credit Man. It's something that interests us. So a few things that have happened. So we reviewed the first half of Monster Sadness, as we were calling it, or I think the better name for it, Sponsored Sadness. Yeah, that was a GTV Japan came up with that. I was like, oh, that's really good. Sponsored Sadness. In all fairness, James, in so many ways, has become talent for an ad agency. I think that's kind of what Cinemassacre is.
Yeah.
It's more that than it is anything else.
That's right, it's my hot sauce. Smooth, spicy, and slightly bitter, like a bad beer or a worse video game. That's pretty good, but that's not all. When it's the spooky season or any time of year, try Cinemassacre's Monster Madness. Hotter than my toilet after a marathon of bad games. A fiery mix so unholy bold it lights up your insides and delivers drops of diarrhea destruction.
We've got 3 new shirts. The red logo
Oh
to
my
you by
God,
going to expressvpn.com/Cinemassacre.
Holy shit!
He did one on like a horror another one of these Monster Madnesses that you just kind of blab and lightly edit it about horror conventions. I thought that one was a little bit interesting because he talked about like public figures. I thought it was slightly interesting. And then this one people had a good time with, which was like, he talked about candy. He was like, candy is made of sugar. Yeah.
You hold a bag of M&Ms, you feel them rolling around inside, feel the wrapper crinkle.
And he like sniffed some Whoppers and stuff.
Pour it in your hand, pop in your mouth, and then you shut up.
But then he came out with his annual Halloween special. I don't think he's ever missed a Halloween special in all his years.
So this was the Wolf Man.
Yeah, this was the Wolf Man.
And boy, does he say Wolf Man.
He doesn't miss an opportunity.
Wolf. Werewolf is a werewolf. You're telling me I'm going to play as a werewolf? You turn into the wolf. Werewolf.
A werewolf. Werewolf.
Warwolf. The wolf. It's werewolf. Werewolf. Warwolf.
A swearwolf.
Werewolf. Warwolf. Werewolf. Warwolf. Werewolf. Werewolf. Werewolf lore.
Swearwolf. Wolf nards.
Wolf. Werewolf. 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 Werewolf.
Werewolf.
The episode itself, I thought, was okay. It's hard for me to judge these things at this point because
It's tough.
Part of it is like I'm out of love with making fun of NES games, kind of.
Yeah.
I've run out of NES games to find funny. Like, you got to move on to a different system, I think, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, the whole format just is a time capsule of a different time in a different era.
Well, it's just like just because you can dig up yet another NES game and comment on it comically doesn't mean it's going to be funny. You know, like there's a secret. There should be a secret sauce to what makes the thing funny. I learned a little bit. I didn't realize that the Wolfman video game came with like a comic. I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, and it was like a reskinned or like an X-Men game maybe, or like it wasn't initially, or maybe they lost the license. I don't know, because it ends with Magneto. And then,
Right.
like,
But he did, he went all out with the black and white and the cinematography, and most notably the Wolfman makeup on him. And props to James. I don't know what it is. He looks really good in the Wolfman costume. Like, it somehow suits his head and face. He looks to me like a Universal Studios Wolfman.
I think there's been several AVGNs where he's been putting on makeup, and I feel like he gets really into it. It works out
For him. Like, that's the thing, is like makeup. Yeah, true, because he did like the Exorcist one last year.
Yeah, where he's an old man. Yeah,
right. Yeah, he seemed to be really into that. This was one of the better episodes, but like, I'm really stretching to say that because, again, I find like some light commentary on an NES game with some black and white cinematography does not like a great video make. But then he went on to he did Time Cop. I think that whole video exists so that you can have the bumper for selling his video game at the end of it.
Introducing Angry Video Game Nerd 8-Bit.
yeah.
I think, because it looked like it was the lowest effort
That was the
AVGN
lowest effort.
ever.
Yeah,
Like, it was super.
I don't even remember anything about it really.
I don't remember a thing about it. And it was, some Jean-Claude Van Damme commentary. It's very clear. I think it said it was like written by that Sean O'Rourke guy too. So I don't think like James even really had a lot to do with it. He's on camera for 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, something like that cumulatively.
Yeah. The only thing funny that I got out of that was like, oh, if it's not like Mortal Kombat, if it's in that rotoscope style, it's going to be a stinker. And that's kind of interesting to think about. It's like, oh yeah, that's true.
It's like, true.
True. Maybe I can breathe slightly harder out of my nose from that fact.
No, really, though. I think that it was like, why don't we just pop out another AVGN? We'll have a little bit of momentum from October. It's more likely people will watch an AVGN than they would an ad for the game. So it's really just to put the game on. But he also, at the very top of the video, he was selling Cook Unity.
Well, with Cook Unity's freshly prepared restaurant quality chef-made meals delivered right to your door, you'll never have to worry again.
Do you get an ad coming and you get an ad going?
Yeah. I totally skipped the Cook Unity. I did the fast forward. I saw he was in his James mode, and I'm like, whoop. Just skip.
That's enough already. He did a video about like film noir, which was kind of dreadfully boring too. And there was like a sci-fi one a couple months ago. So it's interesting. He's more prolific than he's been at, like in. Again, let's count the ways. Rex Viper all summer long. Sponsored Sadness, a few more AVGNs than normal.
8-bit AVGN, yeah.
8-bit AVGN, and Gnome Cave. Don't forget Gnome Cave.
Yeah.
It's pretty prolific. It's just that all the content is weak. I wonder if maybe the kids are getting a little older and there's like a little bit more.
That's what I'm thinking. I had that same exact thought that they're getting a little bit older. He can like tinker in his workshop a little more. He can, yeah. I had that same exact thought.
But yeah, I mean, it might be out of practice too. It's like now you need to have something you actually want to do or make because he just seems so emotionally flat.
Yeah, that is the problem.
And holy shit, they have Reginald Vell Johnson. Man, I'm not around that weekend. Damn.
Somebody shared on Cinemassacre Truth like a video of him reviewing Power Rangers from not all that long ago, 2016 or something. Like, that's not even an AVGN, and he seemed really pumped. Like, he was like a little aggressive at times. And
oh man, now there's 2 shows I want to watch. I feel like my responsibility just doubled. I feel like I gave birth to twins.
That's the thing, yeah. So is he medicated? Like, is there? I mean, I don't want to say it, but like there might be something there, or the testosterone is lower. Who knows? But we're all aging. We all don't.
Hey, we're all losing our tea.
We're all losing our tea. We don't have as much cum in our balls.
It's okay, James. Tell us about film noir.
Film noir. I need to go to sleep.
Well, there were 2 other things worth mentioning in passing here. One was there's this motherfucker, man, the angry reviewer. This funny guy in a safari hat with a Doug Walker-esque loose tie, and he just makes a ton of funny sketches that are orbiting this world, whether it be Cinemassacre or Nostalgia Critic or the anniversary movies in Nostalgia Critic. The one, my favorite one by far is it's called like the Angry Reviewer movie.
Embarrassing reviewers. We must band together to save the world. from the reviewers. But how are we gonna do that? Time to grab that cat. Wait, what?
You know, it's more parodying the anniversary movies at Channel Awesome than it is. It's like, you know, like these fucking weirdos teleport into the room that you've never heard of before. And it's really funny. Obviously, he must be a big fan of all this stuff. But he did one recently that was, I got a kick out of, which was the Angry Reviewer Truth. The idea behind it is that it's somebody's angry essay about the angry reviewer.
Well, enjoy the terrible new look, angry reviewer. We all know this is just to compensate for your receding fedora line.
And, you know, talking about what was it, his receding fedora line.
Yeah, the receding fedora line, and like in the middle of a review, he left to like pick up his kids from like squash practice or something.
It was good. It was good satire. That guy, yeah, keep making them.
Yeah,
I want to see the concept evolve. I want to see how far the angry reviewer will go.
It's amazing how many nuggets you can get out of this.
Yeah, there's a lot here, you know.
There's a lot here. A lot of.
You know what surprised me, angry reviewer? Make a feature length.
Ooh.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be good. You know that. You know that better than anybody. Just on the topic of Cinemassacre stuff, Matei has been trending on Elon Musk's X.
They actually showed up in my feed as well. Like I unprompted, I was like, "Oh, Mike Matei's really
fired up.
Really fired up. He's a little salty about something."
Yeah, I guess you know at YouTube or whatever, or at YouTube Gaming, the official one, they were sharing promotional congratulations. Isn't it great that, you know, this guy or that guy has been on YouTube for 14 years. Go that gamer. And admittedly, there were people, it was, I don't know, one of them was like the gaming ninja or some bullshit. People I've never heard of in my life. And it must be the case that that Mike hasn't either, because he was like, hey, what the fuck?
So I do like Mike Matei defending James's honor. Like,
yeah,
he quote unquote left the channel. All he does is help. But you know what? He's a real one. He's a real one.
Well, he is the other half of AVGN. You know, when you say the creator of it should always be the creators of AVGN, in my opinion. They'd shared this guy or whatever, and he was like, well, you know, hey, the AVGN has been on for 20 years, and, you know, how about some love for us? And my first thought was like, what? We haven't recognized the angry video game nerd enough? Give me a break. Like,
so not that we need your validation, but AVGN has been on YouTube for 20 years, and so far, zero recognition. Maybe get someone that isn't a Zoomer on your marketing team. I've heard of Ninja, but I've never watched him.
Ninja? Yeah? He's my fucking guy. Now go to your corner and fucking cry like...
P.S. Where's YouTube's post honoring Classic Game Room?
Yeah, then he posts one that was, he made his own graphic, and he put in the Cartoon Network style Man Baby Network, which is on his Twitch at all times. 18 years on YouTube and game reviews online since 99, Classic Game Room. And he did the same for GameSack. Fair enough, man. Hey, look, GameSack makes for a happy Sunday morning for me, because I always work out on a Sunday morning, and I almost always watch the new GameSack. GameSack is, I gotta tell you, these days, I mean, I love me some Sega Lord X trash. The man who was AI before there was AI.
As is, Virtua Fighter 3 Team Battle is a good game, marred by unfavorable circumstances, both past and present. I'm Sega Lord X. Thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you next time.
GameSack might be my favorite retro video game channel right now.
Yeah, do you apologize for calling him unfuckable?
No, it was funny. He makes it. I actually like his sketches. I think those comedy sketches at the end are funny. Like he did one that was like a David Lynch movie, and it's him like calling his younger self, because he had footage of himself like on the phone as a young man, and it's him like as in like a black and white, like as a butler or something, and he calls and he's like trying to speak, but just like weird like static energy is coming out of his mouth and stuff. I was like, this is awesome.
There was one gag of his, because he did a video about modding CRTs, and to do that you have to like cut into like the jungle chip, and every time he said jungle chip, he would have a graphic on the screen that had like, I don't know, foliage and like wild animals, and it'd be jungle chip, and I was like, it made me laugh every time.
Yeah, I think the reason that it works is some people have complained. They're like, oh, I would prefer more in-depth reviews. And I'm like, not really, not me. Because the games are not that interesting in the first place. I kind of just want a sousson of here's everything that I think is decent graphics from this era. And I'm like, okay, just like throw it in my veins. To me, like that makes an excuse to make it 50 minutes. Whereas an AVGN, if that was 50 minutes, would be criminal.
Those all should be shorter.
I think like if that Wolfman one, like it's unthinkable and to some degree that's YouTube's fault, like the monetization stuff. That's why Carl Jobs wants to make a 4.5 hour video responding to Gerard.
And I think that's why we responded so positively to the opening cinematic to the 8-bit AVGN, is because it was edited to not waste your time. And I think that adds energy to him. I think it adds energy to James when you edit it energetically.
Yes.
And when you edit it for stretching it out for ad revenue or for your sponsor or whatever, everything just nothing. The jokes don't land as well. It just feels like it's stretched for content, which it is, and so it's just not as enjoyable. It doesn't move like some of those old like AVGNs are just a couple minutes or it's bullshit. It's only a minute, but there's so many jokes in there, and it's so energetic and so much. Yeah. The time is way better.
No, I completely agree. I think that there's like almost like a filmmaking principle or a comedy principle perhaps, where if you take two things that are kind of funny, only kind of funny, maybe not even all that funny, and you successively rapidly put them together, and then there's more after that, there'll be a cumulative comedy effect. You'll get swept up in the humor.
The hell with that damn fucking shit. The hell with that goddamn motherfucking bullshit. Relax.
You can make something that's not all that funny hilarious, I think. Like I was watching one of our old like Halloween snack tasting videos. It was like me, Matt, and John, and we were just trying a bunch of food. That's really all it was. And it's edited with a lot of energy.
Oh, shit.
You have to look at the camera. I don't know. It was carrying me. I was finding it really funny after a while. It was just because the lunacy of eating all this stupid food was starting to like kind of catch up with me. It made the whole thing funnier. I think like in like the B&B box mac we just did, there's like an excitement to it, even though it's like people just sitting.
Yeah, and when you're filming it, you don't really know. You like, oh, you hear a joke there, that's cool. That you hear thing here. You get into a battle, it plays out, and you're like, I'm not sure how this is all going to edit together. But once you compress everything, like it really ramps up.
Critical hit! 1 damage, and that's doubled to 2, and the big cheese is defeated. It shakes and then explodes into cheesy shards.
Yeah, there have been times, like older box macs especially, people would be like, do you guys script those? I'm like, no. Not at all. But they're like, well, it seemed like you were like hitting jokes or you were hitting beats or whatever. I'm like, that's the editing. The editing makes it feel that way. Because you throw out what doesn't work. So yeah, I think if the Wolfman had been 9 minutes,
yeah,
could be really funny.
Yeah, it could be funny, and it would be interesting because you'd be like, oh, was this a Wolverine game? And there's Magneto, that's funny. And then you'd be, oh, look at that makeup, that's a cool transition. Oh, I like the style. It's black and white, so it doesn't look like piss anymore. That's great. Yeah. And then it would end, and you'd be like, that was a nice little meal.
At the very, very least, you need to help the audience not become self-aware that they're wasting their own time. Because as soon as like those little lulls and those little things that take a little too long to get to the next thing and the kind of like low energy nature of it, it'll remind them of like, I'm not really enjoying this. I'll wait. How much longer?
Yeah. I'll skip the next one if it comes in my feed.
Yeah. That's what it turns into.
The thing that really bummed me out was the ending. It was so lackluster.
Subscribe to Red Cow Entertainment on Patreon for full episodes every other week.